Just playing around in here, I guess, as far as prior to starting the stream up. We already acquired previously, I guess, as far as this this one here from the junkyard. P&8 Hennessy, I guess, as far as Corvette C8, so we'll probably work on that guy. I also got, I may not have mentioned, I guess, as far as we did a turbo version of that same car, I guess, as far as it's one of my own configurations. We kind of went through the motions, I guess, as far as of on one stream, I guess, as far as to show how that's done in the editor. So yeah, we did get one of those acquired. We do have one of these on the rollback. I don't think it'll let me jump up on there, no. But this one is a turbo. So I think once we get this one flipped that we have in the garage there, we'll probably work on that turbo. I guess as far as Corvette, because we didn't have that configuration previously. So now we got one. Good evening there, Jack Dow. Just going over what's on the game plan, I guess, as far as for today. At least for starters. Let's get to it. So I already started some preliminary work. This car is missing both rear tires. So I did some temp tires, I guess, as far as we had some tires in the warehouse. So I just put some temp rims on those, got them balanced, those are ready to go. We did have some panels. We did have some of the body panels, I guess, as far as in the warehouse as well. There are some parts that were missing, but it's not too major. So this thing does need a bath, that's for sure. So let's get this over to the car wash and get that taken care of. Alright, let's get the rest of it washed. You can see which body panels I already put onto it. So we're still missing this one fender. So we'll have to buy that fender, it looks like, too. Just notice. That's not a big deal. But yeah, both tires, rear tires are gone, as we can already explain. So we got one headlight and two tail lights. Looks like the interior is not bad. Let's see what the interior is like. Oh, the interior is kind of a little bit rough, yeah. No steering wheel. Okay. Okay. Alright, yeah, this thing needs a little bit of help. We're going to see if we can get this thing running. So this one's just a standard Hennessy P&8, I guess, as far as... we're going to try and get this this thing running. I guess I'll get the rest of... I think the frame needs to be welded. Yeah, let's check that out. Frame definitely needs to be welded. Let's go ahead and do that. Let's get the welder over here. First things first. Let's do... use it. Yes, please. $1,900 to get that welded. Premium price, I guess, as far as on these C8 Hennessy's. Alright. Go ahead and put that back. I never did look to see what are we are dollar wise. So we are in the good, even if we sell it like it is. So just to kind of get an idea of where we're at as far as prior to doing any work on it. So on top of getting it washed, getting the interior detail, and getting the frame welded, we're just under just over 29,000. We can get this as it sits. Not bad. So I think the first thing I want to do here, since we did get this welded, let's take these front tires off. And let's see if these rims are salvageable. I'm gonna stall a little bit here, I guess, first. I know I'm probably going to have to do quite a bit on the engine. Beat it, it's a junkyard find. We're gonna need to do a lot of engine work. Let's see. We did have a hood in the warehouse. Yeah, you can see a lot of the engine's gone. It's been very well picked over. So the transaxles are missing. So we should be able to just yank that engine out the way it is. Just the way it is. So let's get the crane over here so we can get that yeeted out of there. We might have to take the transmission off, though. Just realize that. Alright, let's get that over there. Let's get the transmission off. Now let's get this pulled. Pull that out. And move that back. Alright, let's get the way this on the stand. So we're going to need a transmission right off the bat. Okay, so get that on there. Transmission. Let's see. That'll work. We're gonna end up just flipping this car, so there's our replacement of those. Okay. Good deal. Alright, let's take body panels off and we'll get those fished up. I already know the trunk and the two doors are good to go because we got those out of the warehouse. Rear bumper, let's see what good shape of that's in. So the rear bumper shot. Okay. I think I might have one of those in the warehouse. That's already good. That's already good. Hood's good. I don't think this is repairable. We'll take it out. Alrighty then. So just the rear bumper, at least as far as for the most part. Besides that right fender, I'm going to have to buy a new one of those. So just to confirm over there, nothing is repairable. What over here? Nope. Alright, so inventory. We're going to need this bumper B, and I think we specifically need the bumper B on this Hennessy. So we can see if I got a bumper B, I guess, as far as in the warehouse. Let's see here. So we got warehouse 3. I do not have a bumper B. I wonder if I can just put this one on. I'm curious to know now. I think it has to be a bumper B. Let's just check out here for a second. Can we put this one on there? Yes, we can. Sweet. Well, we're going to do that then. We are going to do that then. Okay, so we got that replaced. Sweet. Let's go ahead and get ourselves tail lights. I got a lot of stuff on the list here. So, tail lights, left and right, front right fender. All right, let's go to the body store. That's where we need to go. Let's go here. Nope, that's not the one I need. I'm so used to going there. So we need this one. Yeah. And let's get these parts on. We'll get most of the body work at least done anyway. Yeah, so I think the most expensive thing out of our parts buys here are the headlights and taillights. Good chunk of change just for those. Okay, we got the fender. That wasn't too bad. Windshield. The smear. There's all kinds of colors though. Got all kinds of color palette on this thing. Okay, our expensive taillights. Cool. And our back window. Is that everything? That is everything for our body parts. Good deal. Alrighty then. So, guess what I'll do for now, since we'll get over the suspension stuff later. Let's work on this engine. I don't think this block is any good. Nope. Sure is. Okay. So we're definitely down a block and one head. We do have a head in the warehouse, but we do not have a block. As you can see per the icon, not in the corner. So we would need to hopefully maybe find ourselves a block, I guess, as far as for this car. We can pull that head out. Get your head out of your block. That just made me think of that, I don't know why. So, I guess we gotta see if we can try and find ourselves a brand new block. Well, used block in this case, because we're gonna go check out the junkyard. Let's go ahead and put this on the list. Make sure that's on the list. As well as all of our other things that we want to look for. So, engine block is gonna be our main priority there. Go check it out. Junkyard we go. First one of this stream. One engine block. Look at that. See? It's the power of the cross-finger emote. It's the power of the cross-finger emote. So we do have an engine block out here, so we just gotta go look for it. So let's go look for it. There. Alright, cool. Check our list here. So we got our ABS module, we got 2 batteries, our barn map. We got our rear clamshell for Revolution. Battery module, and that rear bumper. Sweet. Oh, and not to mention our engine block that we needed. That was the main thing that we needed here today. Alright, let's head back to the house. We need to do that. We gotta go over our inventory, put that barn map away. Alrighty then, we got some batteries to charge. Let's put this on the charger. Let's do this one first. That one's gonna take the longest. And we've got this stuff. Oh, that's a lot of red. Okay, and our engine block. Again, a lot of red. Cool. Module. Hit it again. Hit it again. Alright, cool. Alright, so now we can put this new engine block onto this stand. Cool. There's our block. We already refurbished our crank. Let's put that back on. Pistons. We're going to have to get a new set of those. Alright, so now we got some parts on our list that we need to look for. So we got our 2 head covers and our supercharger. Gonna head to the junkyard and see if we can find them. Yeah, so let's go check out a junkyard. See if we can find these parts. We got lucky with the engine block, so let's see if we can get lucky again. Okay, here we go. What do we got? Nothing on the list. There's absolutely anything we got on the list that's not here. Alright, so we might have ran out of luck, I guess, as far as that very first time we came here. Alright, so I guess we did buy ourselves at least a bare frame Camaro, 69 Camaro. We didn't have any other parts. I didn't worry about getting the barn map. We got well over 100 of them right now. Alright, so let's see where we're at here. So we did get ourselves, where did it put that 69 Camaro? Should have put that in our project garage right there. We got ourselves a bare frame 69 Camaro, so we can start from the ground up, I guess, as far as on that one. But our other C8 Turbo that we got from auction here is right out here on the rollback. Tried to get it off the rollback, but it wouldn't put it there, so I just left it on here. But yeah, we'll be working on that one. I guess we'll start on that one. It does run, so that's definitely got that going for it. All right, so we did not find in that last visit. Let's check our list. So we're trying to look for a supercharger and these 2 engine covers for this engine build for that car. Anyway, we got to go back to the junkyard and let's see if we can find these parts. Going back to the junkyard. All right, let's check our list. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. All right, let's go. Let's take a look around here. If we can find something like that 69 Camaro, that's pretty reasonable. So I guess we're leaving empty-handed. No, we just got a battery. We'll take that battery. Let's head back to the house. We'll probably need a battery, I guess, as far as for this one that we're currently working on. One of these, I might just leave this one out. I'll charge it and leave it out. We're probably gonna need it for that car. Let's get it charged. Yeah, we're coming up empty, I guess, as far as with finding these engine heads and the supercharger so far. Back to the junkyard we go. I just want to find these. Alright, let's see what we got here today. We have a brake servo and a starter. Ooh, we got 2 superchargers here. This is a good visit right here. So, what I find kind of ironic here is the fact that we didn't put any cross fingers out here. We actually got something on the list. We got another 350 out here. This is the second 350 that we've had out, right out front. So which engine does this one have? That one's got a Boss rear wheel, so the other one was a 4x4. This one's just a rear wheel. Interesting. We're just taking what we got here. So we did get the radiator, we got our brake servo, supercharger, which is one of the things we needed, and our bar mat. So we're still missing the head covers. Let's head back to the house. Alright, so we got the good battery. We're gonna go fix up the servo. So yeah, we got our supercharger. Oh man, it's a lot of red. Okay, there's all those. So we'll probably need to put that radiator in here. So I'll leave that out. In fact, I need to pull the other one out of this car. Probably need the brake servo. I have the one that's in there. I think that's the one that's the 3-star. Let me double check here. Yep, that's the one that's the 3-star. So we'll keep this brake servo out. That'll work. So let's see. Let's check our list. We did get our supercharger. I'm going to leave the starter on there, and we still need these covers. And I still need to replenish our warehouse with the brake servos. I'm gonna have to use this one I currently got in my inventory, I guess, as far as for this car. Okay. So the thing we still need is the engine head covers. I might just buy those. I don't know. Okay, so we'll put the supercharger on there that we refurbished. The only thing we don't have are the head covers. Okay, let's put this belt on, which we don't have. Oh, alright, let's see if we got one in the warehouse. I do not have any in the... Oh, shoot. Hold on. I gotta go into the store first. Nothing in the warehouse. Go ahead and buy that one. So that's really about the only thing besides this idler. See if we got this in the warehouse. Is the head covers, really. Buy that idler. So if we find them in this next visit, fine. If we don't, then we'll just have to buy them. It's against my better judgment, but just to kind of balance it out. And balance it out, I guess, as far as between how many visits we do. Do the cross fingers. Let's see how that works. One brake servo, and that's it. Okay, so we got our barn map and servo. Alright, we're gonna have to buy these engine heads. It's against my better judgment, but just to kind of keep things rolling along. Those two heads, let's go to the store. And let's just get these bought. They're not super duper expensive, but it's just fact of the matter, they're just eluding me. So we're gonna have to buy ignition coils, which I know that's gonna be no good chunk of cost. So those of you that have been sticking around here and paying attention, you saw what used parts and new parts that we had to put on this thing. We did get a used block that we fixed, that we refurbished. So we got a lot of refurbished parts, parts that we had in the warehouse that are not refurbishable, plus the new parts. So you saw the combination in the ratio. I'm guessing this is going to be 96%. So I'm going to put this up for prediction. How many predictions up there, folks? You all saw. Those of you that were paying attention, you will know how much I got into this engine. I'll leave that prediction up there for a couple minutes. I'm gonna take a short little break, and I'll be right back. And so get your votes in. All right, let's see what we actually got here. This is as far as for final tally. What is the final thing? Let's pull it off. And the official number is, drum roll. In a drum roll. 97%. 97%, I guess, as far as officially. So, for those of you that did get, we only had one, I guess, as far as that shows 96, so it was actually more than 96%. So we got a 97% build, I guess, as far as with the refurbished parts and stuff that we had on the car. So what we need to do is work on the bottom end of this car, I guess, as far as get it all fixed up so we can get the engine in there. We'll get these parts off and see what's good and what's not. So we're missing both transaxles, as we saw. Let's go see if it's repairable. Alright, so our knuckles were good. Put those both in. Backing plates. Sweet. Alright, now we can get this engine pretty much put in. Let's get some preliminaries done in the engine bay. We're getting there, slowly but surely. Let's go ahead and take out this base and get that fixed up. Get a new filter and all that good stuff in there. Alright, let's put that back in with a new filter. Okay, new filter. I don't think I have any in the warehouse. Nope. That's fine. Those aren't that expensive. I had to buy a lot more stuff for this this car than I expected, if I'm being honest. So that cover. Then we're gonna probably need 4 clips. Yep. So I need 4 of these clips. More of those clips of the sun. Okay, so that's on there. So we're gonna need these containers. Okay, let's see if we got one of these in the warehouse. I got a yellow one. Yeah, we'll go ahead and use that since this is a flip car. I got a yellow one. That's gonna be in warehouse 4. Yeah, how many pieces is that? I'm trying to. That Lego kit. John Deere. There it is right there. Staring right at it. So we can immediately, I guess, as far as consider the fact that we're not going to get all the base horsepower out of this engine due to the fact that it's a 97% build, still pretty decent. It's a yellow ECU, all brand new fuses in that though. So just kind of take note here. Giving y'all a little bit of homework here, I guess, as far as what kind of horsepower we're going to get off this thing. That's going to be, how much less is it going to be than the base? That's going to be that's your homework, I guess, as far as for right now. Some of y'all, so I just lost like probably half of my viewers. Like, oh, you get homework here? I'm leaving. So let's take this out. Take it out. Okay, we can fix that that fuse box up. Let's start working on the front end. I want to see if I got any of those in the warehouse. I do not, so we're gonna have to buy that. Bummer. All right, let's go fix what we can. We had to get a brand new subframe. The subframe was no good on this car. We didn't have any in the warehouse. Ooh, steering rack is shot. Bummer. Let's get that on the list. Do I have any in the warehouse? I do not. Ouch. Yeah, this car is getting more and more expensive by the second. So we need shock assemblies. Let's go get those taken apart and get those new shock assemblies put together. Gotta keep them separated. That's one thing I do like about these P&8s in particular. I guess as far as they you fix them up nice, I guess, as far as you can still get a pretty good chunk of change from them. Not necessarily as much as you do with like the Ferraris and that, but still pretty decent. Okay, we'll deal with the tires then. I think what I'm gonna do on the front here, as long as the rims are repairable, we're not gonna replace the tires. I already did that. We had it set for the rear. Okay, let's get those on the front. Oh, no, I don't want that one on there. Hold on. That's the wrong tire. I want this guy up on front. Yep. That tire I just tried to put on there, that goes on the back. Yeah, that's the wider tire. Oh, dang. Stop it. Just putting the wrong tire on there. So I want this guy. Thank you very much. Okay, so there's the front ones all nice and cleaned up. Let's get these rear ones back on. So we got to get the engine in there so we can get the transaxles, which we got to get those brand new, and then we can get the tires on there in the back. Sweet. We're getting there. Let's do install that 97% engine. Let's get this out of the way. Now we can finish up the bottom end. Okay, so we gotta get the transmission in there. Yeah, should be good to go. Got sparkulators and all that in. Let's see if we can run some tests on this thing. Yeah, let's do that. Yep, alright, cool. We didn't miss anything. Alright, to the test. Good deal. We need to get the fluids in here, that's what we need to do. Let's get the fluids in here. Get some motor honey. Get your motor running. Head out on the highway. Alright, we got all the fluids in there, so I think we're good on the fluids. Okay, we can get this down on the ground. Alright, got her back on the ground. So we already did all the tests there, so it should start. Although we got all the, especially how we got all the fluids in it. Let's see if she'll start. Oh, we don't have a steering wheel. Gotta remember to get a steering wheel in here. So will she start? Look at that, fires right up. Sounds good. We definitely gotta get a steering wheel in here. Definitely gotta get a steering wheel. There we go. Interior is complete. That's pretty much all 100% now. So there you go. Interior is complete. Glass is all brand new. See, we got a lot of new panels on there. We got those all refurbished. So the body itself should be pretty much in the green. So we ready to look at this? I guess as far as we're gonna put this up for prediction now. How much will we get for profit? Let's see if we can actually take a test drive here really quick, just to make sure we didn't miss anything. Because if we can test drive it, then we know we're good there. So let's drive the car. It does let us drive it, so we didn't miss anything. Sweet. Let's go give it a test drive real quick. Oh my god, this thing is slow out of the gate. Don't like the gearing on these default transmissions. Wow, you know what? I didn't do. You know what I didn't do? I didn't do a wheel alignment. I think I'm gonna do a wheel alignment on this thing. That's why she's all over the place. Yeah, I'll do a wheel alignment on her. So the main thing I wanted to do, I guess, as far as just to get a test drive in here, is just to determine that we had all the parts. Because if we didn't have all the parts, it'll let you know. So there's the condition. All that. We got pretty much everything 100% on the suspension and all that. So there's that. We got that all determined. You know, the other thing too. Now that shouldn't matter because we got the wider tires in the back, just like it was like stock. We do want to get a wheel alignment on this thing. Let's go do that real quick. Let's move this over to the test path. Holy mackerel! Yeah, no wonder why she was all over the place. That's the worst one I've seen yet. Wow. Okay, so we'll get that straightened out. There we go. Now she's all nice and straight. There we go. Alright. Now we should be ready to get official numbers. So we know she's drivable. She runs. She starts. All that good stuff. The only thing we didn't do yet is paint it. That doesn't even matter. It doesn't add any value to it. So you're basically, if you paint it, you're just taking money out of your own pocket, I guess, as far as to make it look good, which we'll do that. But that's basically how that works. You don't gain any value. Let's take her over to the paint booth, and then we'll get a final tally on how much we made on this thing. Whatever the default color, we're just going to paint it that. I think that'll look good. Yeah, we'll go with that. That'll work. Sweet. Not bad for a flip car, right? Let's go ahead and paint that. At least she's all one color. Nice. Cool. Alright, so we got that done. Let's go get this back over to... we don't even need to do that. So, final status. 100,000, what I was thinking on the profit. So, you all got your votes in there. So, what's the official tally? Official tally is... drum roll. I need a drum roll. 196,000. I didn't even... I mean, we did put a lot of new parts in there. I would have never guessed that on the profit. Not even close, I guess, as far as, because we didn't, but I'll take it. I ain't gonna complain. So it was definitely way more than 100,000. So hopefully y'all that you did predict, I guess, as far as you did predict way more than 100,000. So there we go. We got that all taken care of. So let's get our monies for fixing this car up. With all that being official, let's get her sold. Got the wheel alignment, all that good stuff to it. Cha-ching! I love hearing the cha-ching. We made, what was it, a little over 200,000 in total? So yeah, we got the car. Yeah, I forgot to look to see how much we actually bought it for. I know we got it cheap, and you can see you saw the condition, I guess, as far as that's more than likely why we got it so cheap. So we do have some parts now to scrap out. Let's get that taken care of before we move on to that turbo Corvette C8. Okay, we didn't still quite hit 20,000 on the scrap points, but we're getting there. Totally getting there. So now we've got the ability to pull this guy off the rollback, and this is our turbo configuration of that C8. So you can see on this one here, see all the exhaust is? We had to clip it through the diffuser and not through the default position here, I guess, as far as these yellow squares there through the above the diffuser. That's the only downside, I guess, as far as that was for this. But that was the only way we could get the exhaust to line up properly, I guess, as far as, you know, somewhat decent, I guess, as far as using the in-game exhaust components. So we're going to get that off the rollback and let's have some fun. This one does run. It does run. But it does need a little bit of TLC. Let's move that to the garage. Okay, so... Oh, I didn't know I was going to put it there. Alright, cool. So you can see that this one 100% runs. Got this from the auction. See, she fires right up. Hear that turbo. There's the turbo. Alright, so we can see the overall condition of this thing. It's like a, I don't know, kind of a glossy gray. It's got a different rear end on it, but yeah. Other than the exhaust tips having to go through the diffuser, like I said, you can see it now, it's on the ground. If you look at the engine bay, you can see it's got the turbos in it. We got her in there. We did have to scale down, I guess, as far as the engine, just a tad. Be able to get it in between, I guess, as far as the suspension. Otherwise, the exhaust was clipping through the suspension. I think she turned out pretty decent. I don't even remember what exhaust components we went up with, but it was not what you would think you would use. That's for sure. Trying to think off the top of my head what we did end up using, but it seems to fit, I guess, as far as this this layout, pretty good. As far as with the turbos coming down like that. Well, there you have that. So it does run, like I said, and we're gonna get let's do some tests on this and see exactly where we're at, I guess, as far as let's do some tests on her. Let's do the OBD. We'll see what condition everything is in. What condition my condition is in. Yeah, this car is not in bad shape. We got this one, I think it was... Can't remember what we got this one for at the auction. We paid a decent chunk of change for it. I don't remember if it was over or under 100,000. Let me see. So officially, yeah, this is my P&A Turbo. This is my own creation, I guess, as far as on that. So we paid... It was over 100, so it was 108. So right now we can sell for 64,000 profit without doing anything to it. Without doing a thing to it. Wow. I wouldn't want to paint it just as far as just to get the rear end, I guess, as far as done on it. If I'm being honest, I don't like the rear end not being the same color. So I think what we'll do, let's get this over to the car wash. We'll get her washed, detail the interior, and we'll go from there. Yeah. So already 64,000 that we're profiting, I guess, as far as without doing anything to it. Yeah, this car will turn out pretty nice for what we paid for it. Yeah, I don't think it turned out too bad. I mean, it runs. Got that going for it. Let's go to the paint booth and see if we can paint this rear bumper. Feel free to join on that raffle. We've got another raffle out there for everybody. So what we want to do is paint this part and get that color, yes. Really? There we go. So now we'll have that in our swath and we'll be able to paint our rear bumper the same color. Okay, now we'll paint the rear bumper. I don't even like that color. I don't even know what you'd call that. Don't like it. The fact that it's not the same color as the rest of the car. We're gonna go ahead and repair this up too. both these mirrors and that. So we'll get everything as much as we can to 100%. We'll go from there. So we'll do symbols, put that rear bumper back on. Now it's all one color. I put up a different plate on that. Put that mirror back on. Oh, you know what? We could have probably repaired that. I just said that, didn't I? Let's get it back over to the lift, and we'll do it from there. Yeah, it definitely looks weird without the bumper. Yeah, but even with the bumper, the standard exhaust, I guess, as far as goes through these holes. So we just tried something out, I guess, as far as to see what we could come up with. So yeah, what we want to do is actually take the rest of these bottle panels off and get these fixed up so we can get them 100%. So the frame on this one, just to kind of clarify, the frame on this deal, and get there. There we go. Not in bad shape. You could probably weld it, I guess, as far as you get that to 100%, but for the most part, so part of the reason why this went down, I guess, as far as I took the mirrors and that stuff off, so makes sense. I do want to see if I can get these fixed up. So let's do the doors, fenders, get these all fixed up nice and green. Nice. Okay. So before I put the front bumper and all that stuff on there, I'm going to drain the coolant. I want to see if I can redo these radiators and stuff. So let's drain the coolant. Yeah, that does look weird without that on there, but it looks weird even with the default exhaust too, if I do say so. Let's drain this out. Let's go additional that, and let's drain that so we can take the radiators off. Okay, those are all fixed up. Let's get these put back in. Radiators. See, this way I don't have to lift it up. Well, I got the front bumper off. Just take care of it that way first. Well, I got that nice and easy. Oh goodness. All right, let's put that back in. Got that to 100%. Ooh, all right, there's that. Now we can put our body panels on the front back on. Got these all nice and cleaned up. We got our hood, fenders, okay, doors, and let's see how much we're worth before we weld it. I'm just kind of curious. Right now, $74,750 in profit. That's, I mean, we did hardly anything, so we were already $64,000 without doing anything to it. And just by doing that little bit of refurbishment there, we gained about a little more than $10,000. So when we weld it, being at 72%, we'll see how much this changes by spending the 1,900 credits for that. See what we got. So 1,900 credits, and so from 74,750 to, what's our final tally? So we gained another 2,000. So basically gained about as much as it cost for us to weld it. That was worth it. I think that was worth it. Definitely worth it. So yeah, everything's in the green. If we go back to here, everything's in the green, and we can make that much. So this one I don't think was worth. Let me see here again. So the one that we just sold, that was worth 200. What was it? 205, 206. But we did a lot more to the suspension and all that stuff as well. So we didn't do quite as much with this one. So we're a little bit less than that, and that makes sense. I guess at first because we didn't get a lot of the other parts, I guess, as far as the brand new. So the other parts are 80%. So that would be like the suspension parts and stuff like that. I don't know if I want to go much into that. I think this is a really good flip, I guess, as far as for that. If you ask me. You made good on that one. So let's go move this one back. I'm definitely happy with the way this one turned out. What I don't like on these cars, I've said this before and I'll keep saying it, I don't like the default transmissions or gearboxes in these. They're very slow out of the box. So I always like doing it some justice as far as to put the performance at minimum, at least the performance gearbox into it, so at least you can adjust as far as the gear ratios on it. That's about the only thing I like to change on this. So I think with that, we need to check and see how much. We never did do that on the other car either, how much we would get off that 97% engine. I'll do it on this one for the turbo. So you all saw, I guess, as far as the condition of it. What will the horsepower be on this one, y'all think, as far as the turbo? So right now, let me check in this stat here. So the engine right now, 783 is the base. So keeping in mind, I guess, as far as this thing is not at 100% on everything. So we kind of know, so we didn't take it to the test track. We can take it to the test track and get this all figured out. Yeah, we'll get that all figured out, I guess, as far as for that. Yeah, let's go do the test track. We'll get that all populated, I guess, as far as for all the parts that are question marks. And then we'll do a prediction, I guess, as far as of how much less than the base power that we'll get off this thing. Because you know it's going to be less. But how much less? That's the question here. So 15%, so 10% would be like 78 horsepower, roughly. Decrease. So 740. That's a pretty good yes there, Jack Dog. Yep. So yeah, you'd be about right there, all this glory. So what do you think? You're saying about 78 horsepower less? Okay. So yeah, we'll put it up to a... I'll get a prediction up here after we do a test run. So I didn't do a wheel alignment on this one. Ooh, yeah, she's all over the place too. I might have to do a wheel alignment on this one too. Yeah, I'll do a wheel alignment on this one too. She's a little bit squirrely on the handling. This thing bottoms out bad. Ooh, oh goodness. Yeah, she definitely needs a wheel line. She definitely needs a wheel alignment. Yeah, we'll get the wheel alignment on it. Last test. She's fine. Don't worry about it. She'll live. Yeah, just a little bit. Just a little bit. It's taking a while to load in those stats. So there's the stats on all the suspension parts. Yep. So definitely not everything in the green, but that's everything else, I guess, as far as accounted for. Cool deal. Alright. Get out of that, please. Thank you. Alright, so we should be at the... Where did I put that? There she is. Oh, we're ready then. So now it's nothing left, I guess, as far as to get it over to the dyno. Now that we got her tested over at the track. It's dyno time. Okay, so let's get the prediction up here, I guess, as far as for this. So 783 was the base power. We know it's going to be less than that because the engine's not at 100%. All right, here we go. So predictions is over with, and we're going to go ahead and pull it. Let's get the font. Let's get the numbers. Give me the numbers. Horsepower loss. 71 horsepower loss. So I took a stab at 50. So we're in a class B. So whoever guessed, yeah, I think it was all those glory guesses first got it pretty close there. So Jack Dog considered 740. That would have been like a 40 horsepower loss. I think all his glory was probably the closest. Yeah, it was really close. So 71, you originally guessed 78. So let's see how you did on the prediction here. All right, so we got the official value on this. I think we're ready to sell this guy. Yeah, this Definitely only in consideration of a flip. We could probably hold on to it because it is one of my own configurations. I would definitely want to change this plate if we do that. Alright. Don't want that plate. So I might just keep it, I guess, as far as an example, I guess, as far as of what we've done, I guess, as far as to make the, to create this configuration for the turbo in the Corvette. This will be our example of a turbo C8. So it's definitely not at 100% entirely, but it's in pretty doggone good shape, as you can tell. So we got that one, and we got our really beefed up Hennessy, I guess, as far as P&A, I guess, as far as over here. Technically, this is in the parking garage, even though it's under the canopy. So, where are we at now, I guess, as far as we need to find something else to work on. I think that car turned out pretty good, I guess, as far as that turbo. But yeah, I think what we'll do is, since, you know, we got that one here, we're going to look for another project car in a barn. And we'll see what we can find. We haven't done a barn find, I guess, as far as for another car, I guess, as far as in a hot minute. So let's do that. We got well over 100 barns to choose from, so that's we're definitely not running short on barns, that's for sure. All right, so I think what we're gonna do, we already got our case, our engine block, and our starter. We're gonna go ahead and buy this guy. We got a little bit of money to spend, I guess, as far as to do that. And oh, we don't have room at the garage. What'd I have on the hoist? Thought I had the hoist free. Oh well, we'll put it in there for now. I thought for sure I had the hoist free. Thought I did. Anyway, let's go head back to the house. Let's go check it out. Let's go check it out. So here we got it. We got it out. Just had to put one away, that's all. Cool. It definitely needs a bath, that's for sure. Let's go give her a bath. So as it stands right now, without doing anything to it, I would assume we're probably in the hole. Nope, don't do that yet. I want to check it out first this way. No, we're actually in the good, I guess, as far as even before we wash it. So the frame definitely needs to be welded. Okay, so she definitely needs a little bit of help, but we can make a little bit of money even as it sits. So we're in pretty good shape, I think, I guess, as far as in that regard. She's nice and black. Check that out. Let's get the interior detail. Nice. Okay, so I think what we'll do right off the bat, we'll get this. So, oh, we got some stuff here to take care of here first. Let's do that before we get too busy. $14.50 to get her welded. So we saw that was, what was it, 2,800 or so, I guess, as far as initial profit. 31, I guess, as far as after washing and detailing it. So there's our initial profit, I guess, as far as from washing it. Now let's get her welded. $14.50. About half that money that we got in profit now, I guess, as far as we're using to get her welded. Let's see what she's worth now. Not a whole lot, but I guess as far as it's better than going the wrong way, the other way. Not a ton of money. No, don't do that. Don't do that. Get that out of the way. Alright, cool. So what we want to do is see what this thing needs to get her running. I think she needs a lot of help. So she does have a starter. She does have the... I thought she had the bottom end on it. Oh, she doesn't have the bottom end on it. I looked at it wrong. So the bottom end is missing. Yikes. Okay, so I guess that does account for, as far as how much we got it for. Let's see if we can... see what we need on the bottom end here. Yeah, I guess I looked at that wrong. I thought for sure it had the bottom end, but I guess not. We're missing some rod caps. Let's get these all replaced. And I want to see if we can get this thing running. Again, right now all I'm doing is just trying to get it, all the particulars on there so we can actually see if we can run some tests on it and see how bad she really is. Okay, let's see if we can run some tests on her now. Yep, alright, cool. Once you get all those particulars on there, then I'll let you do the tests on it. Oh yeah, she's pretty rough shape. Oh yeah, she's pretty rough. Oh goodness, yeah, she's in rough shape. Crankshaft's even shot. So what we were going to probably end up doing here is maybe put that single carb overhead valve engine into this thing, at least to give it have a decent power plant. That's what it's looking like. Get that over to A, yank her out. Okay. Engine bay for the most part is not terrible. I mean, I've seen worse. So let's get this on the stand. Okay, and then what we'll do is we'll actually take this one we already have built and slap that up behind there. So yeah, this one right here. Now I don't think it lets us put this one in there. I don't think. Let me double check to see what the swaps were again. I don't think that will let us put it in there. So let's do that. Swaps. Nope. So it's only the OHV. Other than 302 and the Ford. Okay. So yeah, we got this one here. We can put into it. That'll work. So let's go here, there. We'll put this guy in there. You know what? Before I do that, I want to fix up this front end a little bit. So the subframe actually looks good. But I think what I'll do is I'll at least pull these shock assemblies out. Those are in pretty rough shape. Let's get those replaced. Alrighty then, now we can get that engine put in there. Might want to clean these rims up a little bit. Need a little bit of help. Okay, so let's get this crane over. Say what? Did I not take that out? Oh no, is that not the right engine? Wait a minute, is that not the engine? Hold on a minute. Oh, so this is a... So I guess it's called specifically a one carb. We could put the 440 in it. Yeah, we could put the 440, so I guess it's got to be specifically a one carb. Not just a V8 OHV. Okay, I guess I see that now. Yeah, it doesn't say specifically. So it's either a one carb or two carb. Specifically. I think we'll put the 440. We'll put the... How about that? Instead. That's a pretty comparable engine to, in comparison to the one it probably had. So let's put this one back. And we'll put the Magnum in it. Yeah, I think we'll put the Magnum in it. That sounds good. There we go. 100%. Look at that. Sweet. It looks good in there. So the only thing is we got to get a different transmission. I mean, the transmission that I had was bad anyway. So stands the reason. So what kind of transmission do we need for this one now? We need a V8 OHV-F. Okay, so let's see if we have one of those. I got a lot of transmissions in the warehouse, so let's see what anything that'll fit in there. Alright, so let's go ahead and put this one in. I think I already fixed up that starter. I didn't, so let's go ahead and fix that starter up. As well as the drive shaft and whatever. So the drive shaft must have been shot. Let me see here. Drive shaft was shot, so we need a new drive shaft. Okay, so let's get a new drive shaft for her. Okay, let's get those in. Oops, drive shaft. There you go. Yeah, so we'll have a brand new heartbeat, I guess, as far as for this one, from the 2-carb OHV that I had in it. Oh, come on now, I hate it when it does this crap with the drive shaft. There we go. Alright, sweet. Starter, refurbish, put that back in. We have to get some new exhaust into it. Yeah. Get some new exhaust for her. We got them up to at least the middle mufflers as far as replaced. That's fine. I don't want to go nuts on this car. We are just going to flip it. It's getting good. It's got a brand new engine for crying out loud. Let's take a look parts wise. Okay. That's not terrible, not terrible. So let's refurbish some of the body panels. Cool. So we got all newer window and a newer trunk. That's all good. Sweet. All right, what are we doing? How are we doing parts wise? Not bad. So we do need a seat, a driver's seat. We didn't notice. Let's see. So it does have the steering wheel. Cool. Let's get ourselves a seat here for the driver. Okay, so now at least we can sit in it. Good deal. Probably ain't gonna start yet. Nope. Gotta have engine oil in it. That makes sense. Gotta put some fluids in there. Alright, let's do that. Get all the fluids, get some motor honey in there. All the fluids. Brand new Hemi 440 Magnum. I think that was it. So we just need to get it, make sure it's got a fuel pump. Okay, why are you doing this again? Come on, dude. Yep, missing a fuel pump. Let's get ourselves a fuel pump. Okay, we gotta go back to this store. Fuel pump, yes please. And slip that in there. Cool. Now we should have all the stuff to be able to get it running. Let's do some tests on it. Let's get it on the record. Make sure we got everything on there. Should have been was a complete engine. So as it should be. And there you have it. Alright, let's see if she'll start. Let's get her on the ground. Got all the fluids in it. I probably do want to clean up at least the two passenger rims. They're kind of rough shape. Yeah, I might do that. Just to kind of clean it up a little. Let's see if she starts. She fires up. Nice. Got her running. She's a screamer. Good deal. I'm happy. So I think what we'll do is we're going to clean up these passenger side rims. They look kind of nasty. Let's kind of fix them up a little bit. Okay, let me go see if I got any 14-inch tires in here. Or rims, I should say. So let's go to that. 16s. 15s. Nope, I don't have any 14s. Let's get one new one. So if we go to that, let's get one new one of those, so 14-inch. Gotta go to the rim shop. So we need a 14-incher. Not too shabby. Alright, let's get those put back together. These will be a little bit cleaned up, I guess, as far as from what they did look like. Part mount. Yeah, these. That has got some pretty low tread, that's for sure. There. Oh, at least the rims look better. Tires, maybe not so much, but. So let's take this over to the test track real quick. You know, we've come to find too that once we take it to the track, it tends to decrease the value. It tends to. So right now, all the other parts, I guess, as far as suspension and stuff like that, I guess, as far as it puts it in, is 72%. Everything else is in the green. Racing slicks? Yeah, I mean, whoever buys it, I guess, as far as would definitely probably do that. They have the option to do that. Put some racing slicks on it. Actually looks pretty good now. It runs So what are we worth now? Just out of curiosity. So we made... Damn, I didn't think that was going to be that high. If I'm being honest. So we made more than what we actually bought it for. Almost double, actually. That's not too shabby. So... I'm not even going to bother test driving it, because if I test drive it, I will put it out. I will do a little wheel alignment though. I will about that, because I've come to finding as far as after you do that test on the track, it actually decreases the value. So I don't want to do that. So I'm going to move this over to the test path. I'm going to at least align the wheels. Make sure she drives straight. Yeah, it definitely doesn't drive straight looking like that. All right, so did that actually change the value? I guess, or so what's 29? Oh my goodness. Nope. So that didn't change it just by doing the wheel alignment, but that's not bad, I guess, as far as for a nice barn flip. Not bad at all. I'm not disappointed with it. I think we're gonna go ahead and sell it now. And we got everything done with it. I think someone will be happy with that. Ching! Nice. Alright, we got a few parts here, I guess, as far as the scrap out, and yeah, we're gonna go ahead and wind this thing down here. I'm starting to get super duper hungry. Once again, I appreciate everybody that did drop by and stuck around, I guess, as far as for today, and we're gonna send it off to somebody, I guess, as far as on the outro of the stream, so stick around for the raid. And over at the outro, y'all have a marvelous rest of your Monday, and we will see you again real soon. Later, folks. Bye for now.